going to be looking at proportional reasoning, and the method we're going to use to solve this question is the unit rate method. The overall expectation is to solve problems involving proportional reasoning, and the specific expectation, solve problems requiring the expression of percent, fractions, and decimals in their equivalent forms. So here's our inquiry type question. We'll read through it once, the whole thing, and then we'll highlight what we think is important. There are 270 grade 9 students at a high school, and 80% of these students attend the spring dance. Half of the grade 9 students who attend the dance buy their tickets at the door. How many grade 9 students who attend the dance buy their tickets at the door? Okay, so let's highlight a lot of the important stuff. First of all, there are 270 grade 9 students. Okay? And 80% of these students attend the dance. Okay? So attend the spring dance. That's the first part. You can almost think of that like at the first half of the question. The second half of the question we'll highlight second. Half of the grade 9 students who attend the dance, okay, so who attend, all buy their tickets at the door. Buy tickets at door. How many grade 9 students who attend the dance buy tickets at door? How many? Oh, a good chunk of this was pretty important stuff. Okay, so we're going to focus on the first part right here. Okay, we'll call this part 1 and the part we highlighted in blue, part 2. Now, we said we were going to use unit rate, which might be a little difficult to look at here. But they've actually kind of given us already a unit rate. Let's kind of categorize stuff. Okay. First of all, we have students attending the dance. So here's our category. Students attending a dance and total students at the school. Spell that right. Okay, and we'll say it's total. Okay. Now, and again, technically, we'll talk about the percent of students there, and then specifically the grade 9 students. So I've set up a whole bunch of categories here. Okay, and what we want to see is if we're going to set up a unit rate, think of it like maybe this is an average for every single school in all the districts. So as a unit rate, we'd say how many dancing kids per school as a percentage are there? How many dancing kids per school? So per meaning for every one school. So we need school to be a value of 1. Okay. Well, they've actually already told us our percent rate, okay, of dancing kids. Think of 1 as a percentage. If it was to be a percentage, actually, 1 would be the equivalent of 100. Okay. And same with our percentage of kids dancing. Well, there are 80% of the kids dancing at the school. Okay. Now, first thing we want to do is actually convert these percentages to decimals. And in order to do that, we need to divide both of them by 100. If we divide 100 by 100, we get that idea of 1, right? That per school idea, just like we'd set up before. And if we divide 80% by 100, we actually get 0.8. So let's rewrite it again like that, 0.8. So now we've set it up as decimals, which is important for what we're going to do. At our specific school, how many grade 9 students are there in total? Well, we know there is a total of 270 students. What we don't know is how many of those grade 9 students are actually at the dance. So because we tactically have our unit rate, it was already given to us, this is our unit rate, okay? One way we could use it is we know we need to multiply that rate, that 0.8 by 270, because if it's one school and there's 270 students, so we're going to multiply by the value of 270. Okay, with that same concept, multiply by 270, we multiply 0.8 by 270. We'll take out our calculator, and I knew that 1 times 270 would give me 270. If you're unsure, you could always take 270 and divide 1 by it. So we take our 0.8 and multiply by 270. And 216 is our value, which is great. Turns out there are 216 kids at this dance who are in grade 9. So that takes care of part 1 of the question, but now we have part 2. Half of the grade 9 students who attend the dance buy their tickets at the door. How many buy their tickets at the door? So we have 2 new categories. Same type of setup though. Okay, so we have total students at dance. So total technically grade 9s at dance, and then bought tickets at door. Tickets at door. Okay, so here's our one category and our other category, and we'll set it up again. We're going to set up again to start with a percentage. Okay, and then we're going to set it up by again the grade 9s. So both times our rows categories were percent then grade 9, percent then grade 9. Okay, so if we're going to think of this as a unit rate again, we want to think of it as how many doors, so tickets bought at the door, per grade 9 as a percentage. Per grade, oh, that should be in green. Per grade 9, okay? So per referring to the value of 1. So we need this to be a value of 1 here, okay? So of the total grade 9s who attend the dance, okay, so the 100% of the grade 9s, and we know there's 216 of them, the 100% of them, okay, what percent bought tickets at the door? Well, we actually already know this. They said half. And if you know that, you can think of it as 1 over 2 dividing, like a fraction. Okay, so we have 1 over 2. And if you divide it on a calculator, you get 0.5. And 0.5 as a percentage, you can technically multiply that by 100. And it gets you to 50. Okay, so 50% of students bought their tickets at the door. We would like to set this up as a decimal again. And we already know that we can just divide both by 100 in order to do this. And when we do that, this value becomes 1. There's our unit rate again, our value of 1. And this actually becomes, like we wrote up here, 0.5. Okay, so 0.5. So now that we have that set up, what's the total number of grade 9s at the dance? Well, the total number of grade 9s at the dance is 216. We found that out before. And we know to take the value of 1 to 216, we're going to multiply by 216. So that same concept, we need to multiply 0.5 by 216 to figure out how many of those grade 9s bought their tickets at the door. So we take 216 times 0.5 is equal to 108. Perfect. So we just figured out that 108 students of those grade 9s bought their tickets at the door. Okay. If you'd like to figure out or look at different ways to solve this question, look at our other playlists on proportional